Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing great. So in today's video, I will be showing you how I made this animated GIF using Procreate on my iPad. So first I went ahead and clicked on the plus sign on the top right corner, which will open a new canvas. Now you can also change the size of your canvas and you can also put in your preferred settings. In the brush library, you can choose from a variety of brushes and that come already with Procreate, and you can also purchase your own brushes if you'd like. You can also edit the brush that you have chosen depending on how you would like the stroke path or the taper or shape or grain of the brush to be, and many other different options. Next to the brush library is the smudge tool, and you can also choose the smudge to be in the shape of the brush that you're using. Next to the smudge tool, you have an eraser tool, and then next to the eraser, you have the layers option. You can add layers or duplicate and lock layers, and also delete different layers. So if supposing I draw something on this layer and I don't want to do it all over again, or I want it to be duplicated, I just swipe the layer that I want to be duplicated to the left and then I click on duplicate. I can also edit the layer that I duplicated and change its settings, clicking on the little N letter on that layer. Alright, here you can change the brush size and then the brush opacity. So then I went ahead and chose the Old Beach brush, which is under the artistic brushes, and I drew a banner-like shape which I wanted to be used as my background for the letters that I was going to place on top. So I played around with the shape until I was happy with how it looked like. And then I went ahead and added a new layer, and then I chose the calligraphy script pen and went ahead and added my letters one by one, each one on a separate layer. So I mapped out the H and then I duplicated the H and then I added the E onto it, and you'll see why I did that in the end, because when I want it to move, when I want the animation to play out, I want it to play out one letter at a time. Now if I were to add the layer without the H letter in it, it would play the H first and then disappear, and then play the E and then disappear, and then so I wanted them all to like spell out the word instead of like each one appearing alone all by itself. So after finishing off with the whole word, I went ahead and I duplicated the layer that had the full word spelled out, and then I put that on alpha lock, which you can do just by clicking on the layer, and then you have a set of options that you can choose. So once you put it on alpha lock, you color it or you add something on top of it, it only adds on the places that were drawn on the canvas. So as you can see, once I drag the color onto the letters, it's only the letters that are being colored in rather than having the whole canvas being colored. So I wanted my animation to have a color blinking effect. So in order to do that, I went ahead and I duplicated the layer that had the full word spelled out in white, and I put that on top of the yellow layer. And then I went ahead and I did the same thing with the yellow layer so that the colors alternate one at a time. Then I went ahead and clicked on the tool icon, which is right next to the word gallery on the top left corner, and I clicked on canvas and turned on the animation assist. This allows you to choose which layer you would like to set as your background, meaning that this would be the layer which would not move. So I set the pink banner layer as my background so that when I alternate between the layers, I can get to see how my animation will end up looking like. From the animation assist, you can also adjust the settings, how fast you want your animation to move, or you can also add or delete frames. You can also make the animation play on loop or on ping pong. You can also move different layers. So then I went ahead and just added some more of the blinking effect, which I did by just duplicating the layers that I wanted to play over and over again, which in this case were the hello in white and the hello in yellow. So I just duplicated those layers and then switched them to the position that I wanted them to be. You can also do the duplication and moving of layers using the animation assist at the bottom, but I just like to see it in a bigger view, which is why I do it from the layers option on the side. So for a final touch, I wanted to add lines on the side of the word, which would also be blinking along with the word itself. So on the layers where the word was written in white, I chose the lines to be yellow. And on the layers where the word was in yellow, I chose the lines to be in white. And I went ahead and did this on all the layers that I duplicated, alternating between the white and the yellow lines. So once I was happy with how my animation looked like, and you can also preview your animation by clicking on play, I would just went ahead and changed the settings because I don't want it to be that fast. So I changed the frames per second on to 2. The frames per second option is very useful because you can choose how fast or how slow you want your animation to play out. I clicked on the layers option and I turned off my background color so that I would have a transparent background so that I would be able to use this GIF or animated GIF in any platform. Then I went ahead and shared it, and you have the option to share it as an MP4 or as a PNG or even as an animated GIF. So in my case, I am going to save it as an animated GIF, and then you also click on the transparent background or turn on the transparent background, and then you just hit on export. Normally I just click on the max resolution rather than the web ready because the resolution stays the way that you prefer it to be. So once you're done exporting it to your gallery, you can share it on your Instagram story by clicking on share and then copy the picture from your gallery, and then you go onto your Instagram story and just click on paste, and you can do this with all the stickers or all the animated GIFs that you've created, and then you can just go ahead and paste them onto the picture that you want to share. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I am still a beginner in Procreate and in the GIF making world, so hopefully I will be making more and more GIFs. And thank you so much for watching.